Hey everyone, this is Secret and today I'm gonna be showing you how to make jump up drum bass like this. So, this is actually a project file from our new pick called Taurus. It's a jump up pick, so if you are interested in the genre, go check it out in the description. There's gonna be a link. I'm gonna be giving a discount code somewhere in the video for 10% off, so keep watching. So basically, this is nothing too complicated. So let's start with the basics. First of all, we need a kick. So I have chosen the kick Taurus Kick 17. It's from the, every sample that's gonna be in this video is gonna be from the Taurus spec or every preset. So we have chosen the kick 17. Then we are making a very basic groove with the kick and clap here. We are choosing the clap 5 from the pack. And there's just a camel crusher on it to make it a bit more in front, a bit more squeezed. So this is the rhythm. And to have it moving, because the kick rhythm is very simple and there's not many kicks, we have added this hi-hat loop to keep it moving and have some fluidity in the rhythm. Then we continue to build the track with some little fills over here, which is very simple. It's one of the fills from the pack, and that's basically the drums for the A part of the song. In the second part of the song we have these two guys coming in, which is this, which is just going into the sidechain, like a half, like the mix is on like half going to the sidechain and a little over half going to the master. And it's kind of the same with the other loop, which is this one. Very simple but yet effective. So all together is very simple but very effective and very groovy drum loop over here. So then we are going into the synths, and these synths are actually not that heavily processed. They're mainly processed within Serum in the preset pack. So if you get the pack and you don't have FL Studio, it's gonna sound very similar. So first of all, we have the lead growth 1, which is this preset, and there is not much going on in here. You can just see that the format is moving when we go to the next part of the song, to have it not sound the same throughout the whole track but have some variation. And then to answer the first lead, we are adding this bass looping, which is one of my favorite presets from the pack. It sounds like this. So there's nothing much going in this preset. I'm just using the 7th note from the macros, and we are switching the octave, as you can hear, up here. So we have some variation, but it's not changing in the same time as the lead grab, because the first lead is playing the 8 bars in the same format, and then we are changing the format, but the bass looping is actually switching octaves faster, so it's every 4 bars it's basically changing. So those are the first two leads, and the last one is the bass dinosaur, which is this one, which is this preset, and there's not much going on here in terms of the macros. The only thing that we are doing is basically doing some heavy EQing to make it stand out a bit more in the mix, and just limiting to make it louder basically and not as dynamic. And all these presets, I believe, are going to the mix pass over here into the mixer channel 2. Also we have these Reese fills, by the way, which are like very simple, and it's this Reese base, it's the Reese 1 from the pack, and it's just routed to the mix, basically the mix bus, so it doesn't even have its own mixer channel. Here we have some endless smile, which we are using as a reverb basically. So we are automating the endless smile on and off. Then we have some camel crusher, the British clean preset to just make it pop a bit more. This OTT is not being used, I believe. Then we have some limiting, some reverb to like have some room, like all the time on basically the scenes, besides the endless smile that's like automated for the reverb kinda swells. You can see this is the endless smile that's being automated. It's a very simple automation to like just give some you know, fluidity to the track, to like have it kind of connected a bit more. Then we have some soot that's just balancing the frequency spectrum basically. And then there's some EQ boosting mids and highs, and like not having that many low mids and just cutting the sub. And then we have just some filtering for the build up and the intro of the track. So these are the leads, and to have the leads sound full, we obviously need the bass. So as we did and cut the sub from all the scenes, all these scenes need the sub bass and like the upper harmonic of the sub bass, second harmonic of the sub bass. So for that we are using this 808 Menace at the start. So let's start with that. So this is 808 from the pack. I don't think there's any macros that are being automated. It's routed over here. We have some FabFilter Saturn, which is doing some saturation. We have two of them. This is a trick I learned from the Drop Gun. It's very simple. You just load up a bunch of Saturns on like where you have the volume higher than input volume, higher than the output volume. So basically the saturation is saturating the sound based off the input volume, and the more we raise the input volume, the more the Saturn is gonna be doing. And it's all gentle saturation basically, and only thing you have is the drive here on 1.5% on third band. They're split like this if you want to copy it. Nothing too crazy, they're both the same. And then you have some EQ that's, yeah, not doing much, basically doing nothing. That's the first sub bass. This is the MIDI. It's basically following the lead. I believe it's the same. It's the same basically. The sub bass. Then the second bass, we have the bass looping, but we edited the preset by disabling the first two oscillators and just having the sub oscillator. Very simple, it's going to the same mixer track. And then we have the third bass, that's the bass dinosaur, which is also just a sub from the preset. We don't have anything, any of the oscillators on. So if you just solo all the sub basses, it's gonna sound like this. You know, they all kinda are not just a sub bass, they have some upper harmonics to like kinda, you know, add to the sounds and make them a bit more like different from each other. So it's not like the same sub bass, you know, under each sound. Like this, you have kinda like the same ADSR, and by that you kinda have the synth and the bass, or like the lead and the bass on the same length, and by that logic they don't sound kinda like too different from each other, you know. So they work with each other very well. So these are the sub basses and the synths, and we also have the drums. Then to like make the track a bit more interesting, a bit more flowing, we need some like synth shot. So we have this, which is the bass shot 22. It's going to the mixer and it just has some basic EQ. Then we have this garage shot, which has a reverb on it from the Endless Smile over here, which is just like being automated again. It's I believe this one, you know, like kind of going up. So we have the reverb, then some camel crusher after the reverb. So the reverb is like kind of brought out a bit more, and it's on the Annihilate preset, which is kind of crushing it and having this very nice distortion. And after that, just some Valhalla room to just put it into a room, you know, basically when there's no reverb from the Endless Smile. After that, we also have this one, which is kind of, you know, working well with the top leads. You know, over here. Nothing too crazy. And then we also have this guy that just has some echo boy for some basic delay to like kind of have some variation, some layering, and that's basically it for these additional synths. So right now we have the drums, and we also have the synths. So it sounds like this. And already sounds pretty good. And just to like kind of glue it all together, we have this ambience playing, or the atmosphere playing. Nothing too crazy, and just has some vintage verb on it, nothing else, and it just pitched and pitched to the right key and time stretched, so we are in the same BPM. And all these guys, other than the drums, are being sidechained. So even the hi-hat loop, I feel like it's being sidechained. Yes, even the hi-hat loop is going into the sidechain. And all these other guys are going to the sidechain. And on the sidechain, we just have some fruity balance that's automated over here. And it's basically being automated whenever the kick hits or whenever the clap hits. So whenever we have the kick or the clap, the sidechain is on, and all the synths are like getting dug down in volume to make room for the drums. So we have the drums in front and they're hitting good. So that's the drop, and we just have those drum loops here, and there's like a little guy here. To even have like one more layer, you have these two synth shots, and we just have some MISC FX with some Echo Boy to just have some more variation basically. And there's this transition. That's like, you know, kinda preparing you for the fast hi-hat rhythm. And then we wanna make this epic break, which is actually very simple. We are just taking the drop leads and the drop basses and just doing like something a little bit different. We are not using the third synth, the bass dinosaur over here, you know, as it would be here. Instead, we are layering the grot one with the dinosaur in the start, so we kinda are introducing both of the synths at the same time, and the bass looping is kinda playing on its own. And all that is going on is just this Endless Smile that's on the master, that's being automated with the No Limit preset. That's like building up in the build up, basically here. You know, if I play everything, you know, you have the sub cut and there's like reverb and stuff coming in to like have for the drop to have more impact. And then we have the filter. So we have the filter on these guys. So let's listen. And there's also a Endless Smile here, which is the same as in the drop, but I just changed it a bit. So we have the reverb kinda coming in the start slowly and then just like fully blasting the synth with the reverb from this point on. So as you can hear, it's like so you have like this kind of epic feeling that something is coming, and it's just all done with this endless smile with the reverb on it. And we have this filter, that's like building up and then kind of like going down. So we don't have any of the frequencies at the end of the build up before the drop, and in the drop there's it's going fully on. So I mean there's like no filter basically. So it's basically the same melody, same rhythm, same everything as in the drop. Very straightforward MIDI, just 2 notes, and we have the sub also here, which is also the same MIDI as in the drop, and the sub doesn't have reverb on it. Basically, it only has the reverb from the end smile that's on the master. This one, it doesn't have the reverb, of this reverb automation from the end smile. So we don't have like shit ton of sub basically in the break. And to like build up on it, like build on top of these scenes, we have some few stuff here. So we have the scenes, then we have this atmosphere, then we have the scary ambience 14, which is just being pitched and there's nothing on it. And then in the next 4 bars we have the same ambience but pitched up 1 octave for some variation. And it's basically these 2 atmospheres that are like repeating. Then we have the impact at the start of the track, which is the impact 2. And then we have the torus transition, and it's like being cut so we don't have the actual hits of the transition, and it's being used, it's the same one as in the drop, to like kinda suck you into the next part. Then we have the riser and sweep at the end of the build up. It's the riser 9 and the sweep up 5. And then we have some basic drums. So we have the same kick as in the drop. That's like speeding up. And then the smile is like doing its own thing with like filtering out the sub. And then we have these drums. So basically this is the clap from the drop. Only thing that is different, that there is this EQ that's like cutting the high end a bit. So it's not as present in the build up, otherwise it was very overwhelming. And I feel like I also like maybe change the volume a bit slightly down. And then we also have this clap. There's nothing on it. Very straightforward. It's the same rhythm, the whole build up, also the other clap as well. And then you have this breakbeat, which is pitched down 1 octave to like have like a kinda old school feeling, because when you pitch it up it's there's too much highs to my liking for this build up, because you kinda want the highs on the drop to like hit harder. So I pitched it down instead of like EQing it, and stretched it to the right tempo. And then I'm kinda like I like made it unique. So for 4 bars it's kinda I swapped the stereo, and for 4 bars there's no sub stereo, so you have like on the left, on the right, it's kind of like changing, just like a little small variation. And that's basically the build up. And yeah, very simple. Let's look at the master and the OTT. And I wouldn't recommend you doing this most of the time, but it works here. I feel like for drum bass, it's there's not many elements, as many elements as in like some different genres, and you can kind of get away with having a compressor on the master, although OTT is kind of fucking up your low end and also like the high mids, kind of high, look like low high end kind of stuff. It's not nice, but I feel like here it kind of works. So it's here. And yeah, there's just endless mail for the build-up as I showed, and very straightforward limiter. That's the project file basically. Also, I want to mention that this project file was partially made by Miro, so shout out to my man Miro, and shout out for him to letting us use it in the pack. This project file, as I said at the start of the video, is down in the description. You can get it over there with the rest of the pack. There's almost 700 samples. There's MIDIs, there's melody loops, synth shots, you know, whatever, fills, effects, you can name it. And we have construction kits with MIDIs. So yeah, feel free to check the pack out. There's also a free version. And that's enough talking from me. And the discount code is gonna be now on the screen, so I feel like I'm gonna limit it to maybe like first 10-15 people. So if you see it and it still works, then lucky you. That was all from me. See you in the next video, and bye bye.